sorting through today's MLB news for you, April 12th, 2025.
Yep, we've got feeds from ESPN, MLB.com, Pitcher List, a whole bunch, really.
And our job is to pull out the stuff that, actually matters. What's jumping out today?
Well, right off the bat, injuries are already making things interesting. Teams are having to adjust on the fly.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. First up, the Yankees. Marcus Stroman's hit the IL. Knee inflammation.
Yeah, that's the report. And the timing is tricky, right? They're in the middle of that series with the Giants.
Right. So how does this shake things up for New York?
Well, losing Stroman, he's been pretty reliable for them. It definitely puts some pressure on their rotation depth.
So bullpen gets more work? Or maybe call someone up?
Exactly. It could be either or both.
Yeah.
It just introduces a bit of uncertainty, especially against a decent team like San Francisco.
And it's not just the Yankees, right? The Red Sox have a concern too. Grant Fitz.
Yeah, Fitz had to leave his start early. Shoulder issue, apparently. He's set for an MRI.
Oof. Shoulders. That's always a bit scary for pitchers.
It really is. Depending on what that MRI shows, he could be out for a while.
Yeah.
It impacts their immediate plans, obviously, but maybe even how they think about the roster longer term this season.
Okay, let's shift gears, though. Some big-time offense happening, too. Mike Trout.
Yes. Still doing Mike Trout things.
Hit his 6th homer already. Tied for the league lead. That's, 384 career homers? Just incredible.
It really is amazing. His consistency, it's power, but it's also his whole approach at the plate. He just keeps performing at such a high level.
Yeah, year after year. And speaking of impressive performances, Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers.
Oh, definitely. Against the Cubs, no less.
6 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts,
Yeah.
and the Dodgers get the 3-hour win. Wow. Seems like the hype was justified.
Well, performances like that certainly fuel it. What stood out to me was his command, mixing pitches, staying composed, shutting down a good lineup like the Cubs. That shows you something.
Yeah, shows you he might really be that ace they were hoping for.
Exactly. Looks like it so far.
And we also had a first. Yainer Diaz hitting his first career grand slam. That's got to feel good. Do we know which team? Sources didn't specify, but huge moment regardless.
Oh, absolutely huge. Doesn't matter the team, context for the feeling, right? A grand slam, especially your first, that's a massive confident shot in the arm.
Right. For a young player like Diaz, that must be like validation.
Totally. It helps you feel like you belong, and it can give the whole team a real jolt of energy, especially in a win.
Okay, switching sides now. Defense. The Phillies. Did I read that right? 5 double plays.
You did. 5. Against the Cardinals. That's pretty remarkable defensive efficiency for one game.
How does that even happen? What does that tell you?
It tells you the infield was really locked in, working well together, and probably that their pitchers were inducing a lot of ground balls in key situations. It's just such an effective way to snuff out rallies.
Like his momentum completely does.
Absolutely. Just shuts the door on potential big innings.
Okay, and just briefly looking ahead, some mentions in the sources about players on the rise for 2025, kind of hinting at potential breakouts.
Yeah, standard early season talk, Always looking for who might take that next step. It's important, though.
How so?
Well, identifying these guys early. They could become really key pieces for their teams, maybe even surprise contributors. Or, their stock goes up, they become valuable trade chips later on. It's worth keeping an eye on those early trends.
Gotcha. So quite a mix today then. We've got key injuries already impacting rotations for teams like the Yankees and Red Sox.
Then you have the power, like Trout still being Trout, Yamamoto dominating, Diaz with the big slam.
Right, and that incredible defensive show by the Phillies, all pulled from, a wide range of baseball news today.
It really shows you the game, doesn't it? How quickly things can change. Individual moments of brilliance, unexpected setbacks. It all shapes the season.
So that kind of leads us to the final thought for everyone listening. We're seeing injuries. We're seeing stars shine early. We're seeing great defense. What storylines are starting to grab your attention? What narratives do you think are going to be the ones to watch in the next few weeks? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining our deep dive today.